VK2 CCAR on the side.
Just flip that around, folks.
V2AOR, say 73J, my batteries about to expire. VK2AOR cleared.
Thank you, folks. Acknowledging VK2 CCR, Secretary there. Good evening to you there, good sir. And 73's there to Bob, VK2 AOR. Thanks for dropping by, mate. Let's catch up with you next time. And always great to chat. Let me just grab some emails there before I head over to Al. Sorry, before I head over to Mark, because Al's been good enough to drop us through an email there at Netmaster. Al says, hi Jay and all on the net, 27 megs has gone dead over the last month. Lucky the sats keep going round. ZL1WN has been strong lately. I heard him on at 2:20 PM today, Australian Eastern Standard Time for anybody who's not on the East Coast. Pity the night passes are so late, you tell me about it. Been looking at APRS on Google Maps and it's interesting. Need a new HF receiver, old one has gone deaf. We'll find one soon, fingers crossed. That's all I have for now. Thanks for the net, Jay. Cheers to all. 73 Al. Thank you, Al. Let me just unkey for a moment. So we're driving past in their Subaru with an exhaust about the size of the back of the car. Nothing unusual, I believe. But anyway. Yeah, Al, I thought 27 megs was dead. If everybody on the Facebook video has a look, you can see my Pierce Thompson there. That's my 27 meg rig I use. It was the first radio I bought actually, even just after I got my F license, F call. So yeah, I used to flick that on every so often. I've got a Thunderpole there for anybody who's from the UK, Thunderpole 5. I've got that just above the roof, so I get a few decent contacts on it. But lately here in VK on the East Coast, it's been pretty quiet. Although that being said, I've had a few people also say that they've picked up a few international contacts. I think that was actually Al, if I remember rightly. Al, if you want to drop some comments there on the social media, on Facebook. I'm pretty sure it was yourself that got into Indonesia or something. But yeah, so thanks Al, and yes, I know a lot of these passes lately have been coming in at 12:03 or 12:30 at night, which is just insane. So not having much luck there trying to get on some of those, because the ones earlier happened to fall right in the middle of when we're trying to have dinner or otherwise, so not much luck. But thank you Al, let's catch up with you again on the next round and get a bit of an update. I'll just unkey for a moment.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Tyler's back. G'day Tyler. Thanks for dropping by again, mate. Drop some comments in if you want to chat. As you can see, I always jump into the social media and just pick up what everybody's been saying. Speaking of, young Ken there, VK4AKH from Brisbane drops in. G'day Ken. Thanks for dropping by, mate. Much appreciated. Good to see you there on the weekend. Oh, that's right. Fire Up the Wire, wasn't it, Al? One of the guys on a group called Fire Up the Wire. If you want to check them out, they were at the field day this year. One of the chaps there was getting an international drop-in, which was also great. Yeah, thanks Al, thanks for clarifying that for me, because I was like, was it Al, was it me? I can't remember. There's a link I'm going to share with you, Al, after this about a HF device that I found, which I just don't have the time to go to that end of the city. But yeah, let me take that one off air with you, because they might come in handy and it's just at the right price. Alright, let me unkey and let's get some new stations to join the net. My name is Jay, VK2FOMG, net controller for the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2-man net this evening. Let's see who wants to jump in on the second round.
Golf India Bravo, mobile.
Acknowledging VK2 Golf India Bravo mobile. I dare say you may be around for just the one round there. Before I cut to you though, I do have to give. I might see if there's anybody else first, and then I'll go across to our. Just getting distracted on Facebook. Apologies, folks. Across to our secretary here. So if there's any other stations that wish to join there first, please go ahead.
VK2FOMG, this is VK2FRPG. It's Frank DJ.
Yeah, Frank. G'day, Frank. Frank, thanks for dropping by there. Much appreciated, mate. I'll just quickly see if anybody else wants to come in. All right, nothing heard. Let's go up to our secretary there, over to Mark, VK2CCR for VK2FLMG. G'day, mate. How's it all going?
VK2FOMG, I'll get your calls on right. VK2CCR, not too bad at all here. Did a bit of work here yesterday and took the SCA 57, took it out of the Jeep and set it up inside. I've already got I've got the SEM 400 in the Jeep and I haven't been using HF much while mobile or anything. So I thought I might as well put one of the radios inside. Just been playing around with my SDR and I've always been interested in pan adapters. And I've actually got the 857 working in conjunction with SDR Uno. All I've got to do now is do a modification and tap into the first IF, but I'm actually waiting for a pan adapter tap board to come from SDR kits. Something I'll talk to people about on Saturday anyway. The SDR kits were available from some other guy, GUB Pup, I can't quite remember, I've got the call sign up now, but he died, went silent key about 3 years ago, and since then none of his devices have been available, but it looks like SDRkits.com has actually picked up these pan adapter takeoff boards. So ordered one from England, all up, it only cost me $29. That was postage and everything, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works in conjunction with the SDR. I'll just unkey. And anything else? Well, the field day is finally over. Business meeting on Saturday for all those interested. If you didn't get the email, if you're in the club and you didn't get the email, please let me know. I may not have you on the list. And of course the main subject at the business meeting this Saturday will obviously be the field day. All the trials and tribulations and responding to the various feedback that we got on the field day. Some of it on social media I've already responded to. Some of it frustrates me a lot because a lot of the negative feedback that we get is from people that have absolutely no idea and have never ever had to organise such an event in their own lives. So some people just have no idea. Other than that, no, I've got nothing much else. Well, I've probably got a lot to say, but I'd be here all night if I had to say it all. So I'll put it back to you there for now there, Jay. And I'll catch you on the next round, VK2FOMG. Yeah, that's right. I was about to say MOG, but I won't do that. VK2CCR on the side.
I'm just going to... For those of you on social media or have access to social media, I've just quickly held up my wonderful badge there from ARNSW. I just want to congratulate them on spell checking before they go to print. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. Just apologies, I just bumped the key there. But yeah, it's always good for a bit of a laugh. Oh dear. And yeah, all right, mate. Let's hear a little bit more about that stuff on the next round. But I just see all the reacts on social media once I put that up there. So yeah, I get a little bit of the mog. It's becoming a bit of a trend around the local club. All right, mate. Yeah, thanks Thanks, Mark. Let's catch up with you on the next round, then, mate. So a little bit to catch up on. Yeah, obviously the field day's going to be a major topic. See if we can try and contain it. But as Mark mentions, which is a good point there, if you've got any feedback, make sure you check out the links there on the Wild Field Day page. Our our IT master Todd's there has actually posted up some links. You can make it anonymous. So if you want to put some constructive criticism back, jump in, click on the link, fill out the details, send it off, and we can compile that for obviously doors closing before Friday night. So it gives everybody about 24 hours to kind of get their information in. I'll just unkey for a minute. Brenton drops in social media wise. Oh my god, it's Miles McCulloch. Where is he? Where's the Prez? I don't understand. He's usually here by now. I don't know, Brenton. Yeah, we'll see if we can try and fish him out of the depths and get him to do some comments. Unless he's the one that's been spot liking everybody's stuff, I'm not sure. Tyler says 73, Brenton B, KE8, KUI, and 73. Oh, he's got a comment a bit further down there after he saw the stuff up there from ARNSW. Tyler, just in relation to your question a little bit further up, that one in the top right-hand corner is called an Amiga. It's a European CB radio that was reprogrammed for 10 and 11 metres. And they did an export out here to Australia. It's only 3 watts, so it's a QRP machine. But you can scan in 10 kilohertz depths pretty much from the bottom of 27 all the way up to the top of 29 megahertz. So it's pretty handy, and I picked it up for about, what do you reckon, $22 US, $25 US, about 45 bucks Australian here, so very cheap. They don't have parts. Once it dies, I'll probably just scrap it or reconfigure it, whatever. But yeah, it's been great for listening to 10 metres and getting into 10 metres on a few, once the band opens up. 3 watts gets you everywhere. I'll just unkey again. And finally, Lee Munn, in the mobile portal at the moment, tried to call him but no luck. Too many going over the top of me. I'd say, sorry Lee, apologise mate, see if you can knock it up a few watts, might have some luck. Hey, there he is, Miles McCulloch, just joined to watch. There's the Prez. We'll catch up on him in the bottom of the round, I reckon. Alright, thanks Mark, thank you everybody on social media. Let's jump now to our colleague there who's mobile, VK2 GIB, VK2 FOMG in the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2metre.net.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 GIB mobile, M1 northbound, so I'm getting away from you guys. I think straight, and g'day to everyone that's on the net tonight. Operator here, Marty. Spent the evening on the Central Coast with the mother-in-law, so just heading back home to the mainland area. So hopefully you're hearing me okay. Like I say, getting a little bit scratchy on my side and coming out with a black spot here. So I won't hold it long. I hope everyone's doing well and everyone got excited at the field day. And for me it was quite busy. Early start and lined up at the gate like everybody else. So it was a good turnout early. And the usual, I guess, the usual browse around. So picked up a couple of bargains and moved on. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was a cracking day and the rain held off for us. Tried really hard, but it never got there. Anyway, I'll unkey and hope everyone's doing great. This is VK2 GIB Mobile.
VK2RAG Summersby.
Yeah, thank you, Marty, and thank you, a word from our sponsor there as well. Yeah, mate, they're heading northbound, excellent. So you'll pick up RNC shortly, I dare say. So we'll keep this one short so we can get back to you because I dare say you'll be 73 from here. Good to hear from you, mate. Hope the stop here on the Central Coast was good. Thanks for dropping by. They're portable heading northbound, so that's a fantastic effort. Whether you're coming down from Newcastle or up from Sydney, whichever, mate, come in, say good day. Marty, a little bit about yourself before you head off, mate. Anything else you want to put in there before we scratch you off the list there?
Great to get a few
Yeah, copy, Marty. Thanks for dropping in, mate, again. As I said, much appreciated. You were starting to get a bit scratchy there on the tail end of that over. So we'll say 7-3 to you and look forward to catching up with you on the next round. Oh, the next time, I should say, not the next round, because you'll be on RNC. That has Echo Link. Tyler, if you want to jump on Echo Link and check out VK2 RNC, not to promote another club, but, you know, for everybody else who wants to have a bit of a listen, I know it's pretty popular for people to jump in there, so Marty might be kicking over to that shortly if you want to have a bit of a side chat after this one. Thanks, Marty, and let's continue down now to Frank, VK2FRPG, VK2FLMG, and the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, 2 Metre Net. Frank, how's it going? How's your week been, mate?
VK2FOMG, VK2FRPG. It's been good, Jay. Yeah, look, I've missed the last few weeks. I've been in Melbourne. I missed the field day, obviously, as well. Yeah, otherwise, just working, mate. That seems to be all I do at the moment. But yeah, back to you.
Yeah, copy that, Frank. Shame, mate. I mean, I feel your pain too. That's why I'm moving everything mobile into the trucks. Like, I worked out about 20 to 21 hours of my life in a vehicle travelling each day for work. So, and I know Miles is watching and he'd be laughing at that, going, "Come on, mate, I do that in a day." But for the rest of us who have a job in the middle of the travel, it can end up being quite time consuming. So, yeah, I poked the remote head of the 857 onto the social media video a little bit earlier, and so I'm just doing a bit of a mobile setup myself. What else has been happening there, Frank?
Some matter from the radio world. I've got this old HF radio from one of my brother-in-laws, so I've worked out how I'm going to run a
Thanks,
little wire
Tyler.
around above the roof and across from the fence, so I'm just getting time to do that. But otherwise, not much else. I'm pretty keen on trying to get that up and running, but just finding the time. The weekends seem to disappear doing other things, so back to you.
Yeah, copy, Frank. I think you share the same issue that Al and I have. The good passes are over the other side of midnight, and Frank's only probably one bridge square away from me, for everybody who's wondering. So it just means that the timeline is exactly the same. You end up in a situation where by the time that you're getting a good pass, in order to be able to sort of, really have a chat with anybody, you've got to be asleep and be up a few hours later for work. So, yeah, not much luck there. All right, thanks, Frank. Let's... anything else from you, mate? Do you want to say 7-3 this round, or you'll be in on the next one?
While I've been in Melbourne, I've been able to log in listen or even watch it the next day.
Yeah, copy, Frank. Thanks for that, mate. And that was one of the primary concepts behind the social media was, if you're not near the repeater and Echo Link being down, you can still jump on. And hey, even when we have Echo Link and IRLP up, we'll probably end up running it still anyway. We've got a few ideas that we're brainstorming at the moment to see how broad we can make this net. So, stay tuned. All right, Frank. So thanks a lot, mate. 7-3s. We're actually starting to drop out a little bit there power-wise. So let's say 7-3 to you, and we'll catch up with you next week. Let me check out social media for a moment there. I'll just unkey. Matty Webb drops in. Hello, Jay. Thanks for hosting. You're awesome. Thanks, Matt. Much appreciated, mate. You need to get your F call. I gave him a radio to check out, so I'm sure he's listening in on that as well because he's on the south side of the coast, as we call it. Tyler. What do you got there, Tyler? Are those diesels humming in the background? Yeah, I live on a main road, mate, unfortunately, and even with the window shut, they come through. It's terrible. VK2RNC, that's Romeo November Charlie. So if you check that out on Echo Link, Tyler, the boys up in Newcastle are always up for a bit of a chat. And once we get ours up and working, we're about, 50 k's away or 60 k's away, so you'll be able to pick us up once we get ours operational as well. Live feed's very laggy. I've missed the last 45 seconds. What's going on there? Let me unkey, I'll have a quick look. I'm streaming it. I'm streaming at 1080p, but there's an option there. I've enabled it so you can actually pull the stream down. So if you go into the settings on Facebook there, and you can change the quality there down to about 360 or 240p. So if it is a bit laggy, just adjust your settings. If you're on a like a mobile phone or whatever, just tap your screen where the video is and click on those settings at the top. You should have some settings there to adjust it. Otherwise, if you reload the stream, it'll come back on as well. It is a bit laggy, so I'm going to have to check that out. It looks like it might be buffering a little bit as well. No, it should be okay. Listen, if it keeps going, folks, just let me know, and worst case, I'll just pause and get it operational again, so see how we go. But thanks, Tyler. Thanks for the heads up there, mate. And let's continue on now down to Dave, VK2KFU, VK2FOMG.
Right, this time I'll put my off-silver pub hat on with a brief rundown of coming news. Pay close attention to the national segment. There should be a snippet in there on how the club has extended its tentacles worldwide. With the motto, we lead, others follow. Field day stats, still after raising over 1,000 passed through. I have the
Good on you, Tyler.
winners here.
Big truck related.
Featured, that's all I can say. The key draw was won by a Mr. Men's wristband number. I'm not sure whether to put that much on there or not. Just have to repeat and reset. Thank you. Apologies for not mentioning the business meeting on last Sunday's broadcast. I was flat out 100% field day mode. We've got the working day there on the 9th, going to Somersby. I really would like to see Somersby, but have no transport, hint. And the next lecture is by Mark on capacitors, inductors and first order circuits. And that's about all I have to say. Videos of the lectures will be available after a suitable delay. Otherwise, while they're attending the field day, if you can watch them online, that's just some feedback I received.
Tyler. Good on you, man. There goes another one. And another one. Yeah, VK2KFU, VK2FOMG. Tyler and I just having a giggle about the cars going past there. I can't wait to start. This room's a bit pointless because I'm going to be packing up in about 6 to 9 months. But I'm looking forward to my next Radio Shack room. I've already started insulating it and working out how I'm going to soundproof it. I don't know if anybody watches Callum. He's over in the UK. I can't remember his course on MCMXOX. Somebody correct me there. But yeah, he's the way he's done his room is quite good. So I'm going to be looking at doing that in the new house. So there's a madhouse out there, Tyler. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Dave. As Dave mentioned, there are a few bits and pieces coming up for the club. We've got a working bee day coming up. We're going to do some clean up around the repeater and get the what's it called? The shipping container next to the clubs. We're going to give that a bit of a clean out and see what we can do there. And then obviously it's going to be the post field day stuff as well. So we're going to be pretty busy over the coming weeks. I'll unkey for a moment. Lots of Mark says radio inside now, so I can do it all. Good on you, Mark. And lots of DYDX. Good stuff. So the other one is, a few bits and pieces coming up, and obviously it's going to be the post field day stuff that's going to be going on, so that's going to consume a lot. Publicity, Dave, as I mentioned earlier, is our publicity officer, so if you want to get in touch with him, make sure you give him an email, netmail, so that gives me publicity at ccarc.org.au. He's at publicity at ccarc.org.au. Here you'll go through, filter any sort of anything you want to share with the club or anything you obviously unfield day related or not field day related. He'll also be able to do anything that's relevant and get that onto the national broadcast as well, being a publicity man. All right, thanks, Dave, and hope everything's going well, mate. Just thinking about your leg there because it'd be super. Anyway, Bob VK2AOR, so we'll head back down now to Jamie VK2FJY in the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2 metre net.
VK2FJY, still listening. Yeah, thanks for that, Jake. Everyone's obviously had a great week this week. Just kicking back here in the shack, unwrapping a parcel. Yeah. Can't tell you what it all is, but yeah, unwrapping a parcel. Back to you there, Jake.
Speaking of unwrapping parcels, on the social media video there as well, I had poked the 857 remote head in there. My brackets finally came. I wanted to use the, what's the name of that mold? Let me just quickly throw up another page. They do some insane brackets that you guys have got over there in the States. And for the life of me, we cannot get anything like that here in this country. And I'll say it as loosely as I can, but yeah, Lido mounts, there's got so many options there, mate, it's unbelievable. I got a couple of cheapies sent to me, and yeah, about 5 weeks, and they finally arrived today, so I've been frantically putting everything together. I got my TYT TH9800 here, I've got a mount, and the 857 I just did before it kicked off the net, so I'm really super excited. I'll be out there at 10 o'clock tonight. Pay shipping. Yeah, you just got to get it all mounted, and then we can start working on that Pelican box idea. It's a super idea, mate. I bought the piece for the top as well to help insulate the top of the box, so that way when all the radios sit at the bottom, the top will be insulated, and then the fan will have a little bit more of a draft through there. It's just a crazy idea that I had. But what's your thoughts on that, mate? Back to you.
Yeah, as for the Lido mounts, mate, I've got a couple of them myself. They're a good thing. Just another one, it's called Hold My Phone. They make sort of like I think it's like a 4-hole pattern, kind of like a base plate design for pretty much most model cars. They're just a clip-on design. The actual product range is called clip-on, so they clip onto the air vent. Yeah, nice and snug and neat. That's what we use in all our work vehicles, which are pretty good. As for the fan insulation, yeah, definitely the way to go. I need to do the same with my Pelican box actually for the Codan in the work vehicle. I've added another radio into that Pelican box since, so it's getting a little bit warm in there. So you're receiving radio really, but yeah, there's no other radio in there. But yeah, little fan, bit of insulation. Yeah, never hurt anyone. Yeah, as long as it's an extracting fan rather than blowing in, or have one blowing in and one extracting, that'd be the way to go. But yeah, definitely the way to go, that Pelican box. I might actually post some photos of mine when I do get a chance. Back to you there, Jay.
Yeah, copy, mate. Look, it's a great idea. Especially I'm in a situation like yourself where I've got a work truck not directly related to radio, so if I ever get to a situation where I need to rip everything out, having the remote configuration set up and then mounting everything into a vented box, support you. Yeah, I just quickly jumped it onto social media, but it's a little bit below the camera. Mine's an Archon mount, windshield and dash mount for Cirrus and XM satellite radios. Look, they use an amps, or an amp, I forgot what it's called, amp standard, which is across the board for anything sort of remote mounted. And for the life of me, I had ages trying to work out how to mount this stuff. Hold My Phone was one I looked at, where they've got the adjusters that can go up and down and in and out, but I wanted to get something a little bit more rigid, and yeah, I wanted something I could actually screw to the back of the adapter plate. So yeah, found these. They were $12 US plus the ridiculous shipping cost, which was unbelievable. But yeah, they arrived today, 5 weeks later, so I've been frantically putting them together so I can get them into the car ready to sort of start designing the way I want to do the dash. I'm only going to be running the 9800, the 857 and a UHF, so not a lot in there. A lot of, like, I mean by standards, but you know, I've seen worse. I can see Jamie rolling his eyes. Works for a radio company, rolls his eyes. All right, mate, final one from you, and I'll continue down the list there. Back to you.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, always roll my eyes at things like that. I've seen some really good installs and some really bad installs. Yeah, it brings back memories. Anyway, other than that, mate, the only real thing on the project list for the coming weeks is obviously get this tower up in the air. Got 2 rolls of LCF or LDF 550 sitting in the work bay there, ready to come back to here, which have been purchased, so they'll be going up. Conduit's 150 millimetres, so I can fit plenty of conduit, plenty of feeders in that conduit. Probably fit about 5 or 6 in there with a bit of luck. Yeah, a couple of co-phased 16 elements to 70 centimetres in the mix. Got a 5 element there for 2 metres, so. And I've just finished building the full-size 40-metre single element rotatable dipole.
I think it's got a single element director.
Need to work on a few things to brace it and keep it more horizontal.
Yeah, you get a lot of sag on it.
Get around to finishing that off completely, but yeah, that'll be the first thing you go up on the tower for a bit of a play. Got brand new AC rotator there, and got one I got to refurbish. So yeah, the list of long and distinguished things I have to do for the next couple of weeks. That's my final. Let's say 73s, and yeah, make tracks up the bed for another start tomorrow. In the workshop most of the day, getting things ready for next week. So yeah, he's back on the road, and yeah, probably away all next week. So won't need much of me. Back to you there, Jay. I'll leave it with you guys, and 73 to everyone listening to the net tonight. And yeah, good job, Jay. Back to you.
Yeah, copy, mate. VK2FJY, VK2FOMG. Yeah, all right, mate. Thanks for that. 7-3s. Good to chat with you. Do you want me to mark the XYL down for tonight as well, mate?
Might as well mark her down too, mate. She's been in and out of the shack there, probably about 3 times. She's just heading off to bed, but yeah, VK2FELW. That's Emma, mate. She's been listening as well, so mark her down. We may even see everyone on Saturday. Might pop up. Depends how we get the time. Back to you.
Roger, 7-3s, mate. Thanks for dropping by, and we're all jealous of your radio setup. I can see a lot of people laughing. Yeah, no, it's good to hear, mate, and let's catch up with you, well, not next week, the week after, so yeah, I guess it's away for work, but yeah, we'll talk about that on social media. All right, mate, 7-3, thanks for dropping by, and we'll see you next time. Down to young Dave, VK2VGA, VK2FOMG. Just give him another try there, Dave. Young Dave, VK2VGA, VK2FOMG. You there, Dave? I think he might have jumped off. So let's mark him down as a tentative 7-3 and see if we can catch up with him again on the next round. Yeah, I know he's still at school. He's doing his final bits and pieces for school there. So grade 6 or year 12 for us here in Australia. So yeah, so we'll see how we go with him anyway. All right, Al, we'll see how you're going. Are you close to the repeater? VK2MG, VK2FOMG.
Is that any better at the repeater now?
Yeah, Roger. I'll do 5-9, 5-9, include the QSL.
VK2FOMG, VK2FG, the flower pot had just leaned over to about 20 degrees, so I was probably shooting well above some of the, so, yeah, all I was saying, last overall, say again now, there's good news on the Echo Link. I think that being up will make a lot of people listening very happy. Busy day on Sunday, but I did manage to get away from the gate just long enough to go and get the kit that I wanted to do, so I've just got to find time now to put this power pole kit together and put the stuff on the cables, which is going to be a bit harder now because the good news is I've just started working again, so that's some stress gone.
to date.
As a result of that, I've had to do a visa up for New Guinea. I would say some of the things they're after are going to make getting it interesting. Only other thing of any interest is I had an Arduino Nano and a little tiny screen for it arrived during the week. Unfortunately, it's the Arduino Nano and not the Nano Pro, so I've got to work out how to actually attach USB to it at some point. But it's all good, and have a play with that at some point. BK2 FOMG, the Central Coast Net, BK2MG.
BK2RAG, Summersby.
VK2MG, VK2FLMG, Arduinos. Should have got a Raspberry Pi, mate. Anyway, something else we're going to be considering with some of the feedback there from the weekend, but we'll leave that one for later. Yeah, okay, so no USB. I thought they came with a USB. I know they had some of the hats that went on top of the Pis, that and you use the Pi USB connections for it, but yeah, okay. Interesting stuff, mate. We'll have to hear a little bit more about that on the next round. And off to Papua New Guinea, I think you said in your first over. It was a little bit scratchy. So let's hear a little bit more about that on your final round there as well, mate. Good stuff. So going to take some gear with you. What are you going to take? What's the plans? I know you mentioned it before, but yeah, it's yeah, we lost a lot of it in the first over. So let's catch up on that one on the last round. Tyler, going off on the Facebook, mate. Let me have a bit of a read of the comments first. I got you, Matt. Live in the back of the woods behind many pine trees. We don't hear much here at these QTH. I love to have the droll tone of the diesels going by. I don't know, mate. Put me to sleep. Reset my ISP. Shut up my duplex hotspot. Hope it helps the feed. Tell I said hello. Add another room. Yep. Pi is the way to go. I run an MMDVM duplex running on Pi with a 3.5 next gen screen. Tyler, check out. We did we had one of our club members, Lindsay. I can't remember his call sign. I think it's AFY. No, it's not AFY. I can't remember his call sign at the moment, but a little bit later down the track, we're going to release the lecture videos from our field day we had just recently, and he's actually done a complete lecture about the MMDVM and some of the learnings that he's picked up from not only his years in digital, but also from the States. So, but yeah, they're super popular just with the fact that you've got so many modes on it, as you mentioned there in the comments. It's yeah, go on to check that out. Give us a couple of weeks. I'll obviously let everybody know once it's once they're up. But yeah, have a bit of a watch of it. It's quite intriguing. I got about 10 minutes and then to run off and do more vice president stuff. So I heard it was really good, so I'm keen to watch it as well. I'll just unkey for a moment. The Arduino and screen are for a watt meter that slides on top of a dummy load owl. Do you want to just give us a little bit more on that one before we do the rest on the third round?
I think I posted to the Facebook about that a couple of weeks ago, mate.
Yeah, roger, mate. Okay, no worries. Excellent. So that'll be good stuff. So it sits on top of a watt meter that slides on top of a dummy load. Yeah, okay. Cool. Excellent. All right, thanks, Al. And we are at the bottom of the list there. Al Barton drops us in with an email as well and says, "Hi again, Jay. Did try an SDR on the black box with 2 antenna inputs, but it was disappointing on the HF side. Quite dead. Still worked on VHF well. I'll try again later. That's all for now. Cheers, Jay, and all on the net." 73 Al. Thank you, Al. Much appreciated. Yeah, let's catch up with you on the final round there as well. Thank you, Al. Let's open up the frequency and see if we can get any other stations to jump in on the Central Coast Avenue Radio Club 2 meter net. Mark, I just saw your comments there on YouTube. My apologies, mate. I'll get to those momentarily. This is Jay, VK2FLMG, Vice President of the Central Coast Avenue Radio Club. Also, net control for this evening. Let's have some more stations jump in. Please go ahead. Acknowledging Brad, VK2NMZ, VK2FONG. Let's see if there's any other stations that wish to join. Where's that president? Come on, mate. I saw him in here earlier. We'll see if the Prez is around and see who else is around there. All right. Ian, good evening, VK2HTZ. See if there's any other stations, and then I'll move you gentlemen to the top of the list. Excuse me, folks. Steve, VK2SKC. Good evening, mate. Good to hear your voice. You and I are usually having chats on the freeway, so it's been missing the old conversations. Anyway, we'll see if there's any more, and then we'll go to the top of the list. Come on, it's the final round. You know you want to come and say hi. I know you're all sitting there with mics in hand about to transmit. Come on, who else is out there wants to join? Last round. Oh well, I can only try. Let's go over to Bard. That's an internal joke. But anyway, over to you, Brad. VK2NMZ, VK2FOMD.
VK2FMOD, VK2NMZ, sorry, FOMD. I'm just here portable at the moment, sort of like just quickly iPhoning because it hasn't been very long since I've gotten home. Hello to everybody out there, and thank you for doing the needful and doing the net tonight. Not a great deal of stuff here. I'm just catching up on things and trying to upload some videos to the web of internet for.
Mark, have you gone crazy or what?
Admin CK2FTDR, but it's going very, very slowly. That's about it from me. I haven't got any other real news. As I guess Jay's went through and discussed earlier, if anybody did come through and attend the Wyong Field Day and did have any feedback, both positive and areas of opportunity, please by all means go through you can find survey links all over the CCARC and the Wyong Field Day Facebook page, and also the website, or the w.ccarc.org.au or www.fieldday.org.au, and that all takes you through to the same place. That's it from me. Thanks very much for that, Jay, and everyone else, and I'm going to go through and sit on the side for a while. VK2FOMG, VK2NMZ.
VK2FLOL, VK2FOMG, and I'm pretty sure your license is still valid, so I'm allowed to say that. Thanks, Bard. Much appreciated. Our secretary writes meow into the chat and Facebook, so I'll leave everybody to ponder those thoughts on that one. And he's also across on YouTube. He had some comments there a little bit earlier. My lecture include lots of derivatives, dx, first order circuits equaling first order equations, and it promises to be extremely painful. Good on you, Mark. It's one of the upcoming lectures which he will be hosting. Keep on the YouTube page for that one. And you'll be able to see the video for that. Good stuff. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everybody. Let's head down now to Ian, VK2HTZ, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2HTZ. Not a lot there as far as radio this week. Other than the field, they picked up a few bits and pieces. Managed to get a couple of serial to USB serial interfaces, which I took a punt on, and finally built a
That was a bust, Tyler.
cat control to free up my old Baofeng program.
Baofeng program lead. What sort of Baofeng have you got there, Ian?
UV5. I repurposed the lead because it was a serial to TTL converter, so I thought, well, that would do for cat control, but 6 months later it's still in use.
Yeah, I've got one of the UV5Rs. One of our fellow people watching, Matt, at the moment is using it. He's SWL. Gave him one of the Nagoya, I think they are, whips. Comes in nice and clean into the repeater. So, yeah, I've been meaning to reprogram mine because I You're right, Tyler. Yeah, I've been told it's it's overdue for some programming. Some of it's not quite accurate, and you try and hit some of the repeaters, and they don't work anymore. So, all good. All right. Anything else there, Ian?
Not really too busy with work at the moment.
It's a common trend.
Down as an appearance.
Yeah, it's the common trend, mate. It's the common trend. Everybody's stuck in the middle of work. February, there's nothing going on in terms of holidays. The next holidays aren't until Easter, and it's just the way it runs, unfortunately. All right, mate. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you at the field day, by the way. I'm overdue to pay my Westlakes fees as well, so I'm going to go off and send those off to, I think it's George off the top of my head. I meant to do it on the day, but I was too busy running around going crazy. So I do support the local clubs in our area. As part of being an executive on our team and supporting our club, I like to make sure that the local clubs are supported as well, which is just an interesting hobby, and making sure that the hobby continues to expand. But that's just part of the bits and pieces I do. Good stuff. Thank you, Ian. 7-3s, mate. We'll catch up with you next time, and it's always great to chat. Steve, over to you, mate. VK2SKC, VK2FOMG.
2FOMG, VK2SKC. Nothing much, just moving around stock at work, getting ready for stock take. Listening to some breaks on the wires and frequencies. Apparently with the Raspberry Pi setup, you also got an adapter there that's available called a TNC, that's Tango November Charlie, dash X for X-ray. So the adapter plugs into the top of the Raspberry Pi. VK2FOMG, VK2SKC.
TNC. Was it November X-ray, Steve? Is that what you're saying? Just run that past me again, please, mate.
Tango November Charlie dash as in stroke X as for X-ray. Go on the internet, it actually comes up with it. And it goes on top of the Raspberry Pi setup.
What do we got here? TNC dash. Oh, looks like an MFJ product. Bluetooth. The first TNC to offer both USB and Bluetooth for the Raspberry Pi. What? TNC is a terminal node controller kit designed based on the Japanese Khan KISS protocol. It's implemented using a microchip, microcontroller, board, AX25, modem chip, AK RAM, Tron FRAM. Look, guys, TNC-X.com if you want to check that one out. Let me just throw that in the comments. That looks pretty cool because I actually bought. Let me just paste that in there for everybody. I actually bought a TNC modem because once I get off this bloody license, I really want to get into some packet radio over HF. So I'm super keen to get into that. Let me unkey for a sec. But a good make it your own would be fantastic as well, mate. So that's a good one to bring up. Thank you, Steve. Anything else from yourself, then?
You can always update it and reprogram the sequence yourself as well, apparently.
So they basically just sit on top of the Pi, and then everything goes and lives in the box, and then you basically do your TNC packet work with it. Is that right?
Make it a lot more easier.
Probably a lot cheaper than what a TNC modem is these days. I had a look on VK Classifieds, $450. I think you could have pushed me off the chair with a feather. I paid 120. Let me just grab it. I've forgotten the model. 1 second.
Oh yes, as you buy on wish.com in China as well, quite cheap.
Oh, Wish. It's not even a real product. You know that, don't you? Anyway, Camtronics Packet Communicator 3. This is the one I picked up. 120 AUDs. It's about $80 US off a gentleman who was getting out of the hobby. And it's in mint condition with the control cables and everything. So I'm super keen to get off my F-call and get into some packet radio. I'd love to do some HF stuff. That's why I'm sticking up another antenna. Tyler, let me have a look, mate. Let me just unkey for a sec. Lucky I never want to see it again, and what this fella is talking about add to the pie sounds interesting. I do APRS, but via VHF and APRS droid over RF on my APRS is K8KUI-1. Yeah, I know Brad NMZ in the chat runs APRS as well. We've got a standard, I think, what is it, Mark? 145, 175, I think is the frequency for APRS here in Australia. I'm not sure what the RF is. Oh yeah, no, that should be it. Just correct me if I'm wrong there, please, guys. But I'm pretty sure that's the frequency we've got in the country here for APRS in VK land. Just unkey again. Yeah, 144,390 for stateside APRS. That's interesting. Love to imagine if 2 metres opened up, APRS packets coming across. Wow. One can only dream. Mind you, I could talk. Brad and I were talking to Muswellbrook repeater, which is, I don't know, Brad, what do you reckon? 150 k's away, maybe more, to Muswellbrook from here, and we did that on 1 watt. That was QRP back and forth to their repeater, so that was great when that opened up. But I digress, and summer is almost finishing in Australia. Tyler is also saying, Jay, ask him if the radios like the 878 with GPS is compatible. Steve, do you know anything about that in regards to that CNCX there?
Hook it up straight to your radio. They was saying it goes up to 857 and other radios. It goes in line with that. But also we put APRS for the frequency. But go to search matter again. 438275 I think it is. Every now and again. Go from the edge you goes in there. APRS, PK Choice RNG, PK Choice KC.
On the APRS? 70 center APRS, is that what you're saying, mate? Or is that like a special club? What's the go there?
Yeah, the circumstance button has APRS, digital.
Oh, digital.
Just a my radio scan, once the frequencies in it, it scans through and every now and again comes up, but comes through there. And APRS 438-175 every now and again.
438-175 digital. I don't know what mode it is, but as an F-call in this nanny state country, I can't play digital because we're not allowed. Anyway, I'll leave my opinions to myself. Good to know though, Steve. Once I get off this license and get an upgrade, I'll be able to check that out. So super keen to find out about that one. I myself will be getting an MMDVM for experimental purposes. I've told Brad what I think about digital radio at the moment. My Cisco phone at work does the same thing. So again, I'll keep my opinions to myself. Cough, cough. Not opinions of the club, folks. Just FYI, just personal opinions. I'll unkey for a sec there, Steve. Anything final from yourself, mate?
You can always go back to it. You get a final semi-freeze and a catch store on Saturday.
Copy, Steve. Thanks for dropping by, mate. 7-3, and look forward to catching up with you on Saturday. It's been a big week, so it'll be good to see everybody. Let's jot you down for a 7, not a 7-9, a 7-3. All right, Mark, down to you, VK2 CCR. I know you've been active there on Facebook as well, so it'll be interesting to wait for you to weigh in, mate. Over to you.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 CCR. Okay. Just looking at the comments. I've still got the YouTube feed open, but there was nobody there talking. Much more interesting on Facebook. What do I have written down here? Oh, Jay, VK2SJAY. That was talking to you on the way to the field day. I think it was something like 4:45 in the morning, and then I'm at the the McDonald's drive-through, and you walk into McDonald's. And I think on the way home, when I left the field day, you were going. I didn't see you, but you were going through Tuggerah. I think the same time I was going through Tuggerah. Okay. Now, on the as been stated to, I've got a lecture on capacitors and inductors. I think it's on the 16th of March. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's around then. It's going to be an interesting lecture. I love playing around with those components, and my comment on the YouTube channel with lots of derivatives. It's more of a joke than anything because Karen, VK2AKB, loves to constantly remind me not to make it too mathematical. And that's really where the challenge becomes, because you can't solve problems with capacitors and inductors with simple algebra. That doesn't really work. They're first order circuits and they require first order equations. And if you know what a first order equation is, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I promise it won't be too painful. I promise it won't be too painful.
You know when the secretary says that, it's always going to be
painful. The main thing I really
painful.
want to do, I was thinking about bringing a couple of really big capacitors in and a mega, and I'm just going to charge up these capacitors and start throwing around the room and see who's silly enough to catch one. Right. And saying this is what you don't do with capacitors. I'll just dekey for a second.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Okay, thank you very much, Karen, for letting us know what repeater we're on. What else? Yes.
If you haven't worked it out, folks, it's a banter between them.
I'm really not looking forward to it, and I've got to be out of that club by about 3:30 on Saturday. I've got family things to do. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the meeting, to be honest. They go long, they get a little bit drawn out. I like everyone to have their say, but oh my God, they start to drag on a lot. The main topic is, of course, going to be the field day, and there will be plenty to discuss, but there will be plenty to discuss in the following meetings as well. And I was thinking about calling a wrap-up field day committee meeting. I'll probably get in contact with Glenn, VK2GEM, about that on Saturday. And for those of you that were actually on the field day committee, we'll probably have another separate meeting just on a wrap-up and summarise. Other than that, nothing much else to say. Some of the Facebook comments. Tyler, I see we have somebody from the US. It's good to see. Tyler, good to see you on the Facebook, mate. Really good. Talking about the APRS. I use the APRS quite a bit myself. It's on my FTM 400 in my Jeep, and it's pretty well always on if the radio's on.
Good one, Ian. Take the rubber gloves off when the cap charge is on.
I use it anyway. I don't really do anything with it, but I do use it. I do use APRS Droid on my phone as well, not at the same time. I usually use my phone when I'm either not on the radio or don't have a radio, or I could be out of radio range. Most of the time you can always be in phone range, but there won't be a APRS repeater anywhere. One of the limitations of Australia is there's not a lot of much. The only thing we have a lot of here in Australia is a lot of nothing, which we have in abundance. Anyway, I guess this is the final round, so I'll be on the side and I'll say 73 to everybody else that's around, and I'll be listening until it closes. If anybody else wants to talk to me, put out a call, or if you see me on Facebook, drop a line and I'll be happy to have a chat. VK2 SOMG in the group, VK2 CCR on the side.
Tyler, Just quickly, Tyler says, we have a lot of snow, I'll trade you. No, thanks, Tyler. Enjoy the weather here, mate. If I had the choice, I'd go up to Brisbane where it's nice and hotter, but again, personal opinion. Mark, VK2CCR, VK2FOMG, thanks, mate. Much appreciate you dropping by, and good to hear you tonight. Good luck getting out at 3:30. I highly doubt it. My recommendation is we kick it off about half an hour earlier. See if we can try and squeeze it in. Remember, everybody who's got a report for the GM, it's a 3-minute time limit on your report, so make sure that whatever you're talking about is within 3 minutes. Some people are coming in with text documents of stuff, so yeah, let's try and keep that short and sweet so we can actually keep the general business down to or open that up to more time. So anyway, something to think about towards the weekend. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated, and 7-3s to you. Dave, if you haven't gone horizontally polarised there, mate, over to you. VK2KFU, VK2FOMG.
I'm still wide awake because I'm not up to my eyeballs and opioids, some painkillers, etc. That's just about it. Oh, yes, a couple of things. A piece of advice to our humble secretary, Mark CCR. I come from an editorial family. It does not matter how hard you work or sweat your blood out, somebody will always complain, so treat them accordingly. And what else have I got here? Blah, 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 blah.
Tyler, it's an intersection. That's all we ever hear, mate.
Remember, doesn't matter.
No truer words ever spoken there, Dave. You're absolutely right. You know, some people are just out to destroy the world, and others are just out, you know, because I can voice my opinion, and you have to listen to it, and there you go. But constructive criticism is what we're looking for. It's that's the stuff that changes things, and we can't change it if we can't hear it, and that's what the theme of this field day is going to be. It's starting to freeze over 15 degrees, Mark. Good on you. I'll leave the social media conversation for Tyler and Mark there for the moment, but thank you, Dave, and yeah, we'll look speedy recovery, mate. Glad it's getting better, and let's see you on Saturday. Final for him, if you have any information for the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, please email our publicity officer, publicity@ccarc.org.au, and he'll be able to acquire any information that you've got there and collate it, provide it to the club, and or if it's relevant for members, we can actually get it loaded up to the national news. On that note, though, please remember that as Brad mentioned earlier, make sure you click the links and provide the feedback for the field day. Brad's been sending those out to all the social medias, so make sure you check those out. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody there. We'll go down. I think we'll try young Dave just once and see if he's still there. Over to you, VK2VGA, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2VGA. Not much else to add here tonight, Jay. I'll stay 73, so I hope everyone's having a good night, and thanks for hosting the net. VK2FOMG, VK2VGA.
Copy, Dave. Good to hear you, mate, and let's catch up with you next week. Hope the studies are going well at school. I'm sure he's ready for the advanced license very soon. 7-3s, and catch up with you next time. Al, VK2MG, VK2FOMG. Keep going, mate. What else we got there?
VK2FOMG and the net, VK2MG. I just posted that link into that dummy load project into the comments there for anybody who's interested. The main reason I was going for that particular Arduino rather than a Pi is the components for this, the Arduino and the screen both were less than about $4 a piece. So it's a relatively cheap project. Radios not getting, I don't know what the reciprocals are like, and I've actually been warned going over there because we're working with a bank. It's basically you dwell in the hotel or on the site, and or in the bus, and that's the only place that you go. So they reckon it's not safe for us to go out and venture out. So I don't know if I'll be doing any radio over there. Something I discovered on the day of the field day. For myself, I was going to take a couple of radios with me. Anybody who's using UV5R, don't leave it on your fast charger. I've killed my power pack. It's dead. I've got to go and get another battery for it. Yeah, I'm glad that this got the other units here. It's kind of a spare. I too need to renew my Westbase membership. I got the mail about that. Hopefully I should be able to do it next couple of weeks. I use APRS when I'm doing park stuff, just basically to record the route that I take to and from and things like that. The New South Wales WWF coordinator, Gerard 2IO, actually has it set up in his vehicle on 30 metres, and he seems very happy with that. VK2 FOMG, VK2MG.
He's got his UV5R set up in his vehicle. I know I ran mine when I very first got my foundation license. Basically just converted from a PL259 down into a SMA adapter and got it connected. So I ran that for a while. It served its purpose, but the DMR stuff I could never get my head around. I did get so you could actually do lock one and slot 1 and slot 2, but yeah, I'm yet to get around that so I can actually start listening in until I can get this bloody license sorted out. Mate, I'm not going to be secretary, Marky. It's over to you, buddy. AGM 6 months away, so build up a good case. Yeah, so I was going to look into it, but yeah, the shopping list of stuff is going on, so yeah, when I get around to it I will. But that being said, an MMDVM's something I want to look at as well, so we'll see how we go. Right, Al, thanks mate, 7-3, and thanks for the links and information. Hope, shame you're not going to be able to do any radio over in PNG. That'd be definitely something, especially for the soda stuff. That'd take off, but I don't even know if that's international or not. But yeah, good stuff. 7-3s, mate. Thanks for joining, and that is the bottom of the list there. I'll do a quick check on the Netmaster email address. Stand by.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Sure, Mark. Yeah, I'll just have a quick look at Netmaster there, just a bit of a refresh. Where are we? Send and receive. Excellent. Why can't... So if that's the case, Al, he says Soda and WWF are most certainly international. I know you're probably not going to have time, but it'd be amazing even just to get a quick sneaky hour or 30 minutes in. See if you can try and get some transmits back down our way. That'd be awesome. But anyway, oh well, I digress. Work is work, isn't it? Alright, nothing new in the Netmaster mailbox, so we'll close that one up and wrap that there. Now what I do at the end of the evening is, if there's any stations that have been listening, or shortwave listeners that do have call signs in other words, who didn't want to say anything but just want to drop their call sign to say they've been listening and participating, see if, we're just going to see if you're there and drop on in and say hi and just drop your call sign. So I'll D-key and see if there's any other stations that wish to acknowledge the net. Alright, excellent, nothing heard there. The last thing I'll do is a little bit of publicity about the club. If you want to know more about the CCARC, head on over to ccarc.org.au. We've got some social media links in the top right hand corner for our YouTube page, which has all our videos and things like that on it, including these nets, but also some stuff around some of the lectures that we do and some of the things the club's getting up to. So make sure you click on that and check it out on YouTube. Social page, if you're already on social media, I guess you already know about where we are, but if not, on the website, head up in the right hand corner there, we've got the Facebook logo. You just click on it, takes you straight to the Facebook page. You can see all the information and latest that's happening Central Coast Amateur Radio Club. We also have a Twitter account at CCAR Club. Check it out there as well. Yeah, you can check out the latest live feeds. For example, when we go live on Facebook and things like that, it actually retweets that out. So if you're a Twitter fanatic and love your tweeting, make sure you jump on there and give us a like and give us a follow. Of course, all the staple stuff's on our website, ccarc.org.au, as I mentioned. If you're interested in anything about the field day, check out the field day website, fieldday.org.au. Apart from that, I'm going to wrap it up, close down the live streams. And my name is Jay, and in case you're not watching the video, I'm the Vice President of the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, saying 7-3 to everybody and enjoy your evening. And remember, amateur radio is a contact sport. It's very true. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Karen, you didn't want to give any stick back to Mark, did you? I'll just close these down.